The Hort. You can see why the Albs have failed to take it. But it is only a matter of time before the Albs come home.
Don't try anything, all right? Where did they pick you up? You look like you've walked through the whole Alb War to get here. Here, take this. It looks like you could use it. Just don't tell anyone, all right?
They waste resources on enemies and cowards. No wonder they're losing.
All the free people must work together.
And you think you can achieve that with stew?
Thanks. The food is appreciated.
Manners, too. I hope you stick around. From now on, though, you'll have to fit in with the daily rations. Once a day, in the refectory. It might not be tasty, but it'll keep you alive. The daily rations are free for our happy family of clerics. Everyone else has to pay.
How long have you been in charge of the refectory?
I was assigned here when the last food technician sent a dozen men to the infirmary. It wasn't my first choice, but the job came with a promotion, a safe posting, and a complete absence of rippers.
Do you feed everyone here in the Hort?
Yes, with help from others and our technology. It was join a faction and stay alive. So, glory to Kalan. Yes, there are some issues. Some of our order are a bit strict to the point of being an asshole, and the food sucks, but at least we're not murderous outlaws.
Ugh. Why is the food so bad?
Ignadon's rocky soil isn't the best for growing things. So, we have to supplement with manufactured substitutes. Nutritionally balanced, designed for body and a balanced metabolism. They sort of forgot the flavor.
I can give you some food for my supplies.
I take that offer of help. But you're right. Maybe supplementing our supplies is a good idea. I know some people on the outside who haven't joined the faction. They could trade with us. Yeah, that would help them and us.
Why haven't you started trading already?
Because I want this done diplomatically. To organize something we can keep going in the future. That means finding someone who understands the people out there as well as those in here. Do you think that's you?
Where are the people you want to trade with?
They've set up a makeshift camp southwest of Hort. Find our outpost out there and go north. You'll find them there. See what they need, and if we can make this a long-term arrangement, right? That will make a real difference.
What goods have you got?
Of course.
Do you have some food for me?
I can understand that you're hungry. But you will have to wait 24 hours for another serving. That's the way it goes.
I can negotiate the food supplies for you.
This will take tact. I don't want guns waved around. There's to be no bloodshed. But if you really want to make a difference and help us start working together, then I'm prepared to trust you. They put together survival packs with fresh meat in them. They're hunters, you see. If you could get me 20 of those packs, anything we can get to supplement what the foraging units bring in has to be a help. So talk to them and see if you can make it an ongoing arrangement.
Not now.
You didn't come here to pray, did you? I can spot the devout, and you don't look like you're here to ask for divine assistance, am I right?
You're wrong. I'm here for Kalan.
Really? Well, you wouldn't be the first person who didn't want to see the truth about themselves. You know, there is a reason why I wanted to talk to you. For all the thirst for knowledge in this place, people can be a little focused. They want logic, straight answers. They forbid anyone from looking deeper into things. And that's crazy. I mean, knowledge is wisdom. Wisdom brings you closer to Kalan. So what's wrong with getting some answers? Which brings me to you. I'm betting you have answers, and I'm betting you're the curious type.
Does Kalan approve of betting?
Yes. No. Who knows? I mean, some of those texts are hard to work out. Unless you just believe what people say they mean. But then I guess that's why I keep getting in trouble. So, are you going to help me?
Tell me your problem.
Have you ever heard of the prophet Arvid?
No. Should I have?
Oh yeah! He's the founder of our order. The reason why the clerics exist.
Tell me about Arvid.
Well, sure, okay. Like I said, he's the founder of our order. He was born about 200 years ago, we think, and he was the first to be enlightened by Kalan. After the comet hit, it was his burden and his privilege to lead people into a new future, to save those who had survived. The first followers were here, in the Horde. They had saved technology from destruction, and Kalan showed them how that technology could be used to help all the people of Magalan. They reached out to others, but not everyone listened. You can see what became of the rest when you look to Tavar.
What did Arvid do?
He wrote the rules that have bound us here in the Horde. And our ancestors began research on how Elex could be used for the good of all. With it, even though our community was small, we were able to defend ourselves from the malice of the godless.
All seems a bit vague.
Yes, I know. I mean, some details have been lost in time. Some believe Arvid still remains among us, although that is nonsense. Some uneducated people wanted to proclaim him a god, even during his lifetime, but he always spurned this idea. It is likely that he saw his time coming. According to the lore, grief about the unreasonableness of people tore him apart from the inside, and when he could take the pain no longer, it is said that he left the people with the words of Kalan and went into the Great Light. Scholars are still arguing to this day about what the Great Light is exactly. Some say that he rose to heaven to Kalan. Others claim that he set forth to find the reason for the crater. But that's exactly my point. I want to know more, but only certain scholars are allowed to see the text. But there's something about Arvid, something about those early works that doesn't make sense. And I can't work out why. But will they let me in the archives to study his writings? No. I sneaked in, they threw me out. I was lucky to avoid re-education. Concentrate on what's right here, right now, they told me. It is only possible to change the future if you draw the correct conclusions from the past, they said.
So you need access to the archives?
No. Well, yeah, that would be great, but for now, I just need a book. All that I want is a copy of Arvid's teachings. There has to be a written copy, or a recorded copy somewhere. It's just not available to us out here. And that bugs me. So, do you think you can get into the archives and get it for me?
Who says I'll help you?
Nobody. But please, I need your help. I beg you. I want to understand why they won't teach us these things. I would like to give you the following, in any case, before you are on your way. I am certain that I can get something from the recordings that will be of use to all of us. Then, maybe, I'll finally understand what our purpose is.
What can you tell me about the archives?
It's a store of knowledge from before the comet hit, and it is where all information found in the rest of the world is brought. Our archivists are attempting to glean all sorts of information from the scraps of data we were able to retrieve from outside the Hort. The work is very time-intensive, so the archivists don't like it at all when people interrupt their work. So, they will have you thrown out if you manage to get into the archives without authorization.
Why is this book so secret?
Because we are to serve Kalan in combat and not to interpret his words. They say we are missing the necessary vision to understand his divine message. But I would like to learn that for myself instead of having it spoon-fed to me. Maybe it's nothing, but I can't let it go.
I will get you the book from the archives.
Thank you. This is one mystery I can't wait to solve.
Any suggestions for how I get into the archives?
I've been thinking about that, and there are 3 ways. You could watch to see when Carl, the guard on the archives, leaves his post. That might take a few hours, and I personally have never seen him leave his post. But hey, he has to move at some point, doesn't he? Or you could access the security console and put your name on the access list. But the simplest and most obvious solution is for you to join the clerics.
Teach me something.
Yeah? You know you shouldn't be here, right?
Ordered, progressive, efficient. If only the clerics were like their machines. Maybe later.
Hey, you! I need an adjustable wrench and a set of retaining rings. And, if you are up for it, bring me a weapons-grade Elex battery, a pressurized air intake valve, and what was the last?
I'll get the things you need.
Wait a second. There is still something missing. Let me think now. Damn it, it was right here. I had it a moment ago.
Do you want my help?
Quiet. Oh, damn it, that's my line of concentration gone. You know how hard it is to get a moment's peace to think in this place? Damn it, what the hell was it that I was thinking about? I think I will have to get the tool myself. The machines we build and maintain here, they are all that will stop the Alps. But, do I get the resources I need to do the job properly? Do I, hell?
What's got you so stressed?
We used to work. We used to make things and think of the future. But now everything we do is for combat. I didn't become a mechanic for that, but I suppose we all have to do our duty if this war is to be won.
It sounds like you think your work is important.
Now you're sounding like a legate. This isn't ego. This isn't about me. This is about getting the equipment our forces need. You don't think that's important? We are the only ones who can really stop the Alps. That takes a toll. That means everything here has to go smoothly. That means I've got to get production running at full capacity. And it means I need someone to take care of some of the day-to-day things, while I get all this working properly.
Pay me, and I'll help you.
Deal. It's not like I have time to waste. I need you to get me a set of replacement parts. With all the mechanics we've lost recently, we are chronically undermanned here. So, this list has been sitting here waiting to be sorted. If you're available, I need you to get over to my supplier and get me those parts, okay?
You'll trust me with your shards, just like that?
You're here to do a job, so I'll give you the tools you need to do it. Good luck. We need those parts.
Where can I find your supplier?
He's a trader. He sets up business near the gate during the late evening hours.
Teach me something.
It's done.
New routines recognized. Initializing new routines. Failure. Forcing restart. Restart successful. Initializing new routines. Routines initialized successfully. Creating new parent-child relationship. New order giver identified and registered. Following new parent.
If you have something to report, speak to Judicator Reinhold.
What did you think of the last sermon?
To be honest, I wasn't really listening.
But aren't you interested in what's going on out there? How Kalan's will can be done?
Do you really think they're telling us the truth?
Well, of course. Why would they lie to us?
Are you really that naive?
A visitor? Whatever brings you to the Hort? Welcome, I guess. Say, how well do you know the area outside the Hort? I guess you can take care of yourself if you've managed to make it here.
What's that to you?
Well, you see, if you can handle yourself, I could use your help.
What do you need help with?
A squad of combat mechs has gone haywire. They're refusing remote shutdown and are attacking anything that moves. I sent a recovery party to attempt a reset, but they're late making their report. I've got to find out what happened to the recovery party and what's gone wrong with those mechs. There's another squad of mechs due off the assembly line, and I need to know what's gone wrong before they go haywire too. It's probably a faulty batch of AI chips. That's my guess. But I need someone to go out there and check the chipsets so I can check them.
So, you're some sort of mechanic?
Mechanic? I'm a legate, responsible for procuring materials, producing new mechs, and repairing our mech squadrons, among other duties. Sure, the other legates are out there using their skills and suggestions to take the fight forward, but we're here giving the Horde the mechs that keep us safe.
Why don't you fix those mechs yourself?
Oh, no, I've had no field training. Assembly lines, manufacturing, and repair in a nice warm workshop. That's what I do.
How can I be promoted to legate?
You'll have to prove yourself to the Judicators. You should start by talking to Judicator Reinhold up in the Citadel. You'll find him more approachable than Ulbricht. We're short of personnel, so he would welcome a new acolyte.
Okay, I'll bring you the AI chips.
Good. I hope I'm right about this. And I hope it's just one batch that's affected. If this is a problem with the AI chip design, we'll have to track down all the AI chips of that design before more mechs go homicidal. Get me those AI chips and make it fast, will you? Fast like, I need those chips now.
Where can I find these mechs?
Well, they were supposed to be on a trial run out to the border with Tavar. But as far as I know, they only got a short distance from the Horde. Let me upload their location beacons to your adjutor. Now, I'm not promising their trackers are working. Not if everything else is malfunctioning.
And if these coordinates are wrong?
Well, the recovery team said they'd found the mechs out by the old world runway. So there's a good chance they're still there.
Runway?
An old airstrip where planes used to... That doesn't matter. It's a big concrete road. Head out of the Horde and go west. You'll find it.
Concrete runway to the west. Got it.
So annoying. So annoying.
How many are dead now?
Most of them annoy me. All of them annoy me.
Hey, do you have my package?
What package?
What? Oh, excuse me. Just forget it.
Who are you waiting around here for?
For the package. Well, the guy with the package. That's why I asked for the package. And as you don't have the package, then we don't have anything to talk about.
What are you doing here?
I'm a chemist. I mix things to keep the mechs from seizing up. Just a simple chemist, that's all.
No. Tell me more about what you do here.
I mix things. In fact, I have to get to work. So if you finish with the questions, I have stuff to do. See you around.
Do you have anything to trade?
Trade? Do I look like a trader? No, I don't have anything to trade.
You don't have anything to trade?
Well, I might not be a trader, but I suppose I could do some trading for a few things.
Let's do some business.
Okay then, let me know what you have to trade.
Why even waste time thinking about it?
Well, the Horde's defenses have never been breached.
The mechs that went into Abessa pretty much killed that whole party.
Do you need me to explain that again?
If even half of that is true.
There were too many of them ready for us.
You have things to do.
They say
Go
the
and do them.
raptors are pretty fierce.
If you're here to train with me, then forget it. If I see you running around with an holstered weapon, you're going to get a very painful weapons safety lesson. You have to earn the right to train here, Initiate.
I'm not an initiate.
Well, then you're no concern of mine. I don't train people in the basics. You need to be part of this faction, understood?
How can I earn something for myself around here?
You take the next step of the journey and show your commitment. The Horde suffered an attack by mutants about a week ago. They came from the north or northeast, and the survivors returned that way. The men I sent after those survivors haven't returned. If you find out where the mutants are coming from, there will be a fair payment waiting here for you.
So, you're a combat instructor.
I am Paladin Hagen, and I teach more than combat. I teach the art of fighting. Body, mind, and spirit combining into the finest fighting force. Only the purest, strongest, and smartest can train with me. You see, there's been war on this planet ever since that damn comet came down, bringing Elex with it, and we are the only ones who can end it.
You said you are a paladin?
Correct. Only a paladin is allowed to wear armor like mine. But we paladins aren't just warriors for Kalan with special abilities. But we are also researchers, searching for new uses for Elex.
How is the fight going against the Alps?
Badly. We've just lost a lot of good men out there. We only have Judicator Ulbrich's war strategy to thank for the fact that Horde hasn't been overrun by our enemies.
How can I become a paladin?
Oh, wait. You are being serious?
Yes.
Well, first you have to go to Judicator Reinhold and prove that you are worthy of joining the clerics. If Judicator Reinhold accepts that you have the right abilities, then you'll be permitted the honor of becoming an acolyte. That is the true beginning to your journey. Acolytes may become legates, if they have enough training and they earn the honor. And it is only legates who have the right to be promoted to become a paladin. If you truly wish to succeed, you'll need to focus on achievement at every level. Without that, you will never advance.
Who do I speak to about joining the clerics?
Judicator Reinhold takes care of prospective acolytes. You can find him and Judicator Ulbricht in the cathedral, a large building at the rear of the Horde.
How can I train here?
I only train acolytes and above. And even then, I choose who I train. You must want to commit. You must want to understand the art of combat, not just the brutality of it.
I'll kill those mutants.
I'll give you the coordinates I sent my men to. See if you can find out what is bringing those mutants so close to the Horde. Then kill them and return to me. You're dismissed.
What goods have you got?
Okay.
We need to show greater resolve if we're to defeat them.
If even half of that is true.
There were too many of them ready for us.
Why even waste time thinking about it?
Some things are better off buried.
Don't take it personally.
Yes, I think we can do that.
They say the raptors are pretty fierce.
We need to show greater resolve if we're to defeat them.
Whoa, watch yourself there. It's not safe around here. Trust me, you gotta watch your step. Otherwise, you'll end up squashed flatter than an alb's conscience. Just be careful, all right?
Was that a threat?
What? No. It was a warning. But don't let me keep you with all my chatter. I've gotta get back at it. I'm reckoning you're not that into ore extraction techniques anyway.
You bang rocks together, right?
Yeah, right.
What are you doing out here?
Here, we are the farmers of industry. While there are those who tend the land to grow food, we feed industry. There's not a drone, fighting machine, or regulation hair clip that's not made of the metal we mine here.
Why don't you just have the machines work for you?
They claim it's too tricky for robots. I think it's just too tricky for the programmers. They assumed mining was easy, and so, several flat robots proved them wrong. Well, producing enough for the front line is the Horde's first priority. Besides, there's more to mining than boring and smashing. Not that the people they send here are always better than machines. Cross a suggester and there's a good chance you'll get sent here to try and mine out rock after someone's rewired your brain. But maybe you're not a prisoner sent here by a suggester.
Do you need something doing here?
Maybe, but outsiders don't usually work out well here. Listen, don't get me wrong. You came from outside and I'm still talking to you. That should be enough to make it clear I don't have anything against you, but, you know, this work is tricky. That said, maybe I can think of a way for you to earn some shards, if you're willing.
What do you want doing?
It's a bit of an ask, but an outsider's my best bet for getting it done. You see, I want Eli to disappear. He's a prisoner here, and he's a threat to the community. And now the Suggesters are saying they can correct him. That they can put him in armor and send him out with weapons. And I am telling you, the guy is a ticking time bomb. That can only end badly.
Why do you think he's dangerous?
I saw it in his eyes. There was nothing but blank hate there. I don't care how strong those Suggesters think they are. It's hardwired into him. They ain't gonna erase that with suggestion. He is going to blow, and they will have put a weapon in his hand when he does. He needs to be taken care of before he kills people we do need.
Why can't you just leave Eli to the Suggesters?
Oh, they can be successful. I've seen enough people turn up here like drones after being given the treatment, but it's not 100%. And taking a chance with him is taking a chance with other people's lives. How is that a fair gamble? Besides, I don't want him hanging around here as a cleric. No, someone needs to get Eli out of that place and through the Hort's gate. Then someone can kill him outside the Hort and no one would know. They'd all assume he'd escaped.
What's to stop me telling someone you're planning to murder someone?
Nothing but your conscience. If you need a better persuasion, sure, I'll pay you, if you get the job done. And believe me, telling the Suggesters something would doom me, but it would also get them paying attention to you. Think on that. Watch yourself around here. None of us want any more rock slides.
Are you Stormson, the Berserker?
And? Who are you? Oh, I can see from that look. Angrim sent you, didn't he?
How did you get here from Adan?
Look around you. That should give you a clue. As we left Goliad, we ran into a group of clerics. The guards, the ones Angrim sent to kill me, decided to pick a fight. They lost. The clerics saw I was a prisoner and gave me a choice. Fight, leave and be free, or come and join them. A choice. An actual, real choice. Not like Angrim. And so I'm here. And so now you found me. And so, what happens now?
Angrim wants you dead, but I'll let you live.
You travel half the world and you'll let me live? How can I trust you?
You'd prefer it if I just killed you?
Now you do sound like you've come from Angrim. No, I'll live. Now I finally got a chance to. But if you do go back to Goliad, tell Akira I'm doing alright. And if she can ever tear herself from her plants, she knows where to find me.
I'll make sure she gets your message.
Thanks. You know, I thought Angrim would send someone after me. But there's no way I thought that person would leave me alive. It seems not everyone in Goliad is an asshole. If you find Akira, tell her she should give you my old things. I'm not going back there, so you might as well have them. Take them as thanks.
Don't take it personally.
Do you need me to explain that again?
Well, if you're sure about that, then okay.
Get something to drink first.
Unless you know how to reset a K4 drone mod, can you leave me in peace?
What are you doing here? Yes. Better if you go, believe me.
Any asshole caught stealing will be sent to the Suggesters.
Why do you assume everyone wants to steal from you?
I have my reasons. And I have to look after my stocks. We're low on resources here. I can't go wasting them on thieves. And sure, it would be great if every acolyte could get the armor we make for paladins, but my supplies are limited. Only those who have acquired that rank can get that reward.
I want to trade.
Right you are. I'll show you what you can buy at your rank.
And so, their words echoed in greatness, and went nowhere. The clerics spend too much time on insignificancies like that building. That is why the Albs left them. That is why the Albs will win.
Yes, the newcomer. Now, there is a face that shows the world as it is. Conflict, friendship, betrayal, and trust. Let me get a look at you. Whatever you have seen, you are free of it now. You've reached us here.
Free? This one really has been brainwashed with all this Kalan babble. We should leave before we start to believe it.
Thank you for your offer. I'll think about it.
You should. You have carried your own burden, and that of others for too long. Here you will find others to share that load. Tell me what you want.
The clerics say that they are leading the fight against the Alps. But do you really expect you can beat them with the forces you have here in the Horde?
Faith is a weapon that can achieve much. I believe in Kalan. I believe in the technology he's given us, and in the men and women who carry it. We clerics were the first of the factions to rise after the ashes of the comet, and while other alliances have come and gone, we have prevailed. So, we shall continue to do so, if it is Kalan's will that we should do so. But, if you ask me if we can hold out against the Berserkers, the Outlaws, and the Albs, then I would ask whose interest would the destruction of the Horde serve? And the answer can only be the Albs. You've seen them. The converters they build on our lands. The will of Kalan shall be made real. We will drive them from the converter in the north and from the lands of all the free people. The clerics shall prevail, and I hope that other factions can realize this in time to save themselves.
You need to find someone to unite the factions.
We must work together if we are to survive. But we must work together with Kalan to lead us all. We must find a way to persuade the other factions to agree to work with us. Then together we can destroy the Albs. I need an ambassador for this task. Someone who can take my proposals to the other factions, but to know if you're suitable for this role, I must know who you are. And I need an honest answer.
I don't know who I am now, but I was Jax, an Alp commander.
And you walk in here and confess that? Since when do Albs come to talk? Are you lying? Or are you here to kill me? Draw your weapon here, and this cathedral will be a grave to both of us.
I'm not here to kill you. I was Jax. Now, I'm trying to find out who I am.
Then, you have renounced the hybrid and joined the Free People?
I am free from Elex. I'm exiled from the Ice Palace. I was betrayed, and now I'm being hunted by my own people.
So you are here seeking protection? To save your own skin? Or have you really escaped the Elex and seen the life there is outside Zekor? Commander Jax, the Alb, standing here. That is not something I would have believed. Yet, here you stand.
I was a wanderer. Now, I seek a cause.
Well, whoever you were shouldn't matter. The present counts for all, and yesterday for little. Kalan says the past is there to teach us, not judge us. Renounce your past, and you can come to Kalan in wisdom. That will take courage. And in these bleak days, courage is vital if we are to save this world. But you must have questions. Ask, and may Kalan bring you enlightenment.
Will you wait for an Alb attack or strike first?
The converter has to be taken out of operation. It is the only way to free Ignadon, and the longer they sit there, the more time they have to prepare. We need to attack the converter, but it will take a major offensive, and that will cost us in lives and material.
Are the Albs still attacking the Horde?
It has been some time since their last major assault. But I'm sure you know that already, Commander Jax. By the attacks we've suffered took too many brave souls. Souls who would have been better improving Magalan than lying in graves. The death of Judicator Johann was a particular shot. But for the price that was paid, there was one exacted, and the Albs haven't attacked us in such strength again. Well, that is my hope. They could simply be massing for a bigger assault. We've had time to retrain, regroup, but it is hardly a secret that we are short of personnel. So, if you are here working for the Albs, you'll see nothing that's not known already. And we know that the Albs have used the time to entrench themselves deeper at that damned converter of theirs. Perhaps securing that was the extent of their plans, or perhaps they're just waiting for us to attack it before they strike again.
What do you know about the Alb forces? The most recent information I have is that Commander Uruk has 3 garrisons supported by fighting machines and colossi.
Then I can only hope they haven't brought up any more reinforcements.
Why have you waited so long to attack? Surely they get stronger while you're waiting.
The answer to that should be obvious when you walk around the Horde. While our production lines have made up for our losses in fighting machines, they can't do the same with people. and the death of Judicator Johann has left us with another issue. The shortage of a commander with real field experience.
What about you? Can you lead the attack?
No. That is far from my skill set. Logistics, defense, and interpreting Kalan's commandments are where my strengths lie. We need someone like you. An experienced commander. Someone who understands the Alps. What about you? You've seen the world. You must understand something of the Alps. Will you fight with us? Soldier or commander, we need people who have seen the world.
I don't know. My memories of those times are only fragments. Though I'm sure I was betrayed so someone could take my place.
No? Well, humility is an important trait in a leader. Or do you have another reason for not wanting to be considered?
If that is so important, why entrust it to someone who has just walked in through your doors? Do you always trust people so easily?
I trust my faith, and there is something about you that tells me you have a part to play in all that will come. Faith will show me the way. But perhaps you are intended for a different role. Will you go out as an ambassador to the free people? Speak to those who lead the other factions. Find me someone with experience. Someone independent, someone who can lead. That in itself will give you a hand in shaping all our futures.
I will find you your experienced commander.
Good. Then go out to the other free people. This commander will be a symbol of the need for us all to work together. Be they separatist, berserker, or outlaw. Find someone with experience of leading troops in battle. Someone willing to risk themselves to stop the Alps. Someone willing to lead from the front by example.
You sound like you really believe we will find someone out there.
Faith and necessity sometimes breed hope. You should ask the leaders of the other factions if they will take on this role. If they decline, try their commanders. May Kalan and good fortune be with you.
So, here is Raynor's new initiate.
You've heard of me.
I know everything that happens here. So much so that some have taken to calling me the Eye of Kalan. I am Reinhold, Judicator. I stand watch for all those in the Hort, and the Hort stands as the guardian for all of Magalan. Such a duty requires vigilance. It means I must ask of everyone who comes here, are you friend or foe? Do you come here to gain the blessings of the clerics, or to oppose us?
Why should I join you?
Because we can show you the path to salvation, for yourself and for all of Magalan. The Prophet Arvid helped preserve the knowledge of the past, and set us on a course to use it to build a future. You can be a part of that future. You can find your true purpose amongst our ranks.
Yes, I want to become a cleric.
Then Kalan will welcome you. Then it seems Raynor was right when he saw potential in you. I hope that you can realize that potential. May your time in the Horde be peaceful and productive.
So who are you, the welcoming committee?
I am adjudicator. I oversee everything in the Horde, from punishment to initiation.
Tell me more about the clerics.
What would you like to know?
What's happening in the city?
Kalan is wise, but mysterious. Through the prophet Arvid, he warned us of the comet and the downfall of our world. He laid down the foundations for the clerics out of the ashes of the old civilization. To Kalan, knowledge and wisdom are sacred. It is through knowledge and understanding that we can find our way to the infinite skies and a true understanding of ourselves.
Infinite skies?
A place of true enlightenment and salvation. Kalan teaches us that the comet's fires will not be the only challenge we face in our quest for survival. If we are to save the people of this world, we must teach them Kalan's ways, that we must work together and gather all the knowledge we can. Because when the next catastrophe strikes our world, only those who have been prepared will survive.
Tell me how promotion works within the Horde.
People who are new to our ranks are welcomed as an acolyte. Acolytes can learn the art of suggestion, train and learn the fundamentals of our way of life. The same applies for our legates and paladins. Each new rank brings new advantages, obligations, and privileges such as equipment.
Where did you get your technological knowledge?
Arvid himself left behind this knowledge. The gathering of old world knowledge, and the order to further it, was his greatest gift to all who have followed him. It has given us the machines that allow our way of life to continue. It has given us the technology we need to be ready for the next challenge we face. So, as you see, science and religion do not have to be mutually exclusive.
Why would I want to become a cleric?
Because we're the last bastion against the Alps. Our strength, our faith, and our technology are the only things that can stop them. Where the outlaws profit and the berserkers roll in the dirt, we have knowledge. The knowledge to make the world into what it once was, and much more. Join us, and you can participate in our knowledge, faith, and our technology.
Explain the rules of the Horde to me.
Well, Kalan's commandments are simple and fair. They are rules to be found in many places, but to us, they are sacred. Theft, physical assault, murder, the dealing of chems are all punishable offenses. You may face a fine, re-education, or for the worst offenders, execution. And of course, your soul will pay the price. Stay with us, and you will learn of Kalan and his ways. Abide by the words of the great prophet Arvid, and you will open your way to eternity.
Eternity. Check. So, you think you are responsible for holding back the Alps?
That is the task of the clerics now. Personally, I oversee the defense of the Horde. It is Judicator Ulbricht who is overseeing the war against the Alps. Not a task that I envy him. But then at least his work is black and white. There are Albs and there are clerics. While I must decide which category these separatists belong in. Visitors, vagrants, travelers, and enigmas, they are all part of my responsibility.
Is chem dealing a big problem here in the Horde?
I had thought we were free of their vile product. But it seems we do have something of a problem. A large reward has been offered to anyone able to bring them to justice. That should prevent this from becoming a bigger problem. If you think you can find these dealers, I would welcome your insight.
Let's find these dealers and take the chems for ourselves.
Try and deal here, and you will give me a reason to have you executed.
So, you decide who becomes a cleric and who doesn't?
Correct. Initiates are only allowed to join us when I decide they are worthy. And should they complete the tasks that are given to them, then I would welcome them into our community. And every acolyte that joins us can then begin on the path of enlightenment to gain promotion here.
I'm not sure. I would like to think about it.
Each man must choose his own path. I hope you change your mind. But in the meantime, perhaps you could assist me in something. I could use the help of someone who hasn't had time to establish themselves here. Someone with a more objective viewpoint. We've recently had to deal with the sad deaths of some of the faithful who wandered right into the arms of a chem dealer. Every one of us suffers temptation, and all must hope they can prevail against it. But those who deal in misery, who exploit the weakness of others, they are a problem that must be eliminated. Complete this task, and you will open the door to becoming a cleric, a true warrior for Kalan.
About the chem dealers here in the Hort.
Yes?
Do you have any leads on where they may be operating?
Well, I had given Dietrich the task of investigating them, but he doesn't seem to have had much luck so far. You should check what leads he has. To my knowledge, he had slimmed the investigation down to 3 suspects. You should start with them.
Did Dietrich say why he suspected these 3?
Dietrich said his investigation had eliminated everyone apart from Oswald, Hagen, and Siegfried. He can explain his methodology to you, but as I recall, it was a simple process of rejecting anyone who lacked the requisite access and opportunity. You should speak with the guards who were on duty at the time. Try and get that information as a written report. Anecdote and memory are best not relied on in these cases.
Are there any more details you can tell me about the chem dealing?
Well, these cases are difficult. Once you find someone who has lapsed into use, they rarely give up the culprit for hope of keeping their supply. But in this case, the user let slip the time of the deal. So we've been working backwards from there. The user involved, though, well, he's no longer in a position to provide us with useful information. And so we are relying on getting reports from the guards that can help us place who was where on the night in question. Let us hope this line of investigation produces something concrete.
Where can I find these guards?
Well, there's Xander. He was on duty at the main gate on the night in question. Then there is the mine guard and the factory guard. Have you been to the mine? If not, you will find it to the west, below the cathedral. The factory guards patrol to the north, by the mech production facilities.
I can tell you are no longer a true owl.